It doesn't stay quiet long in Indy when it comes to the Indy fever. Even when it's not Caitlin Clark, sometimes it's someone else, but there is always something to talk about. And this time, Sophie Cunningham, innocently enough, stirred up the hornet's nest. Let's talk about that. Uncensored and unafraid. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you being here as always. Shout out to the 19. Quick favor, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Hype on mobile. There's a notification bell. YouTube gives you a lot of things to do to support a channel if you are bored and have a lot of free time in your hands. But anyway, so Sophie on her own podcast was asked about free agency and how that went for her. And she had some interesting things to say, got some fallout from it, and had to come back and talk about it again. Now, personally, I got it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not all that bright, but I got it. And now pay attention to her face, by the way, as she's being asked this question. I think you'll have an idea of the answer and where it is going.
The Fever re-signed our good, close personal friend, Sophie Cunningham, to a 1-year contract. Let's go.
It was close. It was close.
Can I be nosy right off the jump? Given the changes in structure and money and all of that over the last few weeks, like, was the contract better than you thought it would? Nope. Okay, sorry.
Nope. It's okay. I think
Sorry.
no, it's fine because it's tough because I came off an injury and like I haven't been in front of any teams. Like I had a lot going on this off season.
Yeah.
And I was fully cleared. They had all the doctors, they had the numbers and everything. But if you don't get in front of these people, then it's like, hey, like, are you actually good? And so that I'm not even gonna lie to you, that was like a little kind of frustrating because I'm someone who like I kind of shoot it straight where if I wasn't feeling good or like I was hesitant, I think
Yeah.
I would have said something and like been honest because I'm just in the point in my career where I just want to win. Like I just want to win.
Dope.
And so
Dope.
I'm not going to put my ego and everything in front of things. And I know it is a business, but I think I'm just wired a little differently. I don't know. I just want to win. And so it was a little weird, but you know what? I think this is a great wake up call to not get comfortable. I think it kind of lit a fire under my ass even more. At the end of the day, like I'm coming back from a major, it was MCL. Like you
Totally.
know what I mean? And so,
Totally.
I feel good. I'm shooting the ball well. I'm mentally in a great spot.
As you can imagine, some people were wondering what was going on. I think a lot of people initially, when they heard about the contract, thought Sophie was being lowballed. And of course, you have all the haters who think she shouldn't even be in the league because, hey, she plays for the Indiana Fever. She's friends with Caitlin Clark. You know what that means when it comes to Sophie Cunningham. We're not even going to get into all the nonsense with that lunatic Natasha Cloud video on her coming up. I've been wanting to do one for a few days and haven't actually gotten to it. So that's kind of interesting too. And of course, you have people. Well, good thing she got other gigs. Yeah, but and this is a good point. Courtney Vandersloot missed way more time than Sophie. She's older than Sophie, multiple injuries, and she signed a 2-year, $1.5 million contract. So I understand. Like, I'm not saying Sophie's lying or being disingenuous or anything about, hey, not being able to get in front of people and all of that. I'm not saying that is not how she feels. I'm more putting it on the Indiana Fever and why they didn't give her a better deal. Now, here's the other thing about that too. Well, let's go through this again. 'Cause here's yeah, this person like she's going to be fine with money, but that's not the point, which we'll get into in a minute, which a lot of people miss. Sophie had to come back and explain it. She missed like the whole season last year, right? Roads of black and white sports end up going back and forth with this Sophie Whitehater, who's an absolute idiot. But missed she played 30 of 44 games, so clearly she didn't miss most of last season. Obviously, math is very difficult for some of these people, right? And then it gets worse. Then it says down here they played 12 playoff games without her. Um, No, they didn't. 8 teams make the playoffs. They got to the second round, folks. 8, I believe, was the total number of playoff games that the Indiana Fever played last year, right? There it is. 8. 8 playoff games. That's how many they played, not 12. So 30 of 44 in the regular season, which is now most of the season, even though she played, you know, almost 70% of it. And 8 is 12. Yeah, 8 is 12. That's how it works with these people in the WNBA. Her league loses money and she bitches about 665K contract, which actually isn't it at all. And it's see people are going after six, do you see the number of players who got a million plus and who they were? She's better than half the players on that list, right? So this idea that 665 is way too much and it's insufferable is wild. Now here it is, right? This is what I want to get into. I think she wanted a longer contract. Exactly, exactly true. Y'all remember in the offseason with the CBA and everything, what Sophie Cunningham wanted was stability. She wanted a long-term contract so that she could settle down. Remember, she talked about buying a house. That is what Sophie Cunningham's talking about. She wanted security in that way. Sophie Cunningham's not hurting for money, okay? This wasn't solely about the money. It was about the Indiana Fever commitment to Sophie Cunningham so that she could feel like she's someplace for a while and she could settle down and buy the house, which is where she came out and said, here, I'm going to shut this down right now. I'm not mad about the money. I just wanted more years because I love it here. I wanted to get a house so I could bring my dog and donkey to Indy with me. I'm sorry, but have you ever seen that sentence before? Right? I might have people talk about their cat or their cats or their dog or their dogs, but I challenge you to find me a quote from an athlete that says, I wanted to get a house so I could bring my dog and donkey. That's it. That's the truth. I think we have something very special here in Indiana. Yeah, 100%. Now, I will add to that one thing that's interesting when she says it's not about the money. And I believe her, but it also is, let's face it, about the money, right? Because a multi year deal means more money, even if it's the same amount. Even if it was 2 years, $600,000 guaranteed contract, that's 1.2 million the Indiana Fever would be putting into Sophie Cunningham over the next 2 years, which goes into the cap and all of that. So it is a little bit of a slap in the face from the Indiana Fever. She's fully healthy. It can take time, yes, but in this day and age with technology and medical advancements and everything, ACLs, MCLs, they take time, but they're not the end of the world. She's fully cleared. She's been cleared. She's playing basketball. Many studies show, and doctors will say, an ACL tear, an MCL tear like that is that knee is actually stronger after surgery than it is before. So this issue of it having to do with her injury and risk and stuff like that is nonsense. I think it's more to me is Indiana didn't want to commit, and they're I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here in this one respect that they're thinking ahead in terms of their cap because you know are they going to try and keep Kelsey Mitchell? That's going to be tough. And sign Caitlin Clark. That's coming up as well. That's going to be tough. Do you have the room? But again, Courtney Vandersloot, 2 years, 1.5 million. Lexi Hall got a 2 year deal, more per year than Sophie Cunningham. I get why she's frustrated. All right, I really do. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, again, unlike some other players, in all sports, I'm not talking about just the WNBA. I've seen it at the with the with you see it in the NBA and the NFL a lot, right? When these guys make 10, 20, 30 million dollars a year guaranteed and they throw hissy fits and give up and like less effort. We saw that this year with my Eagles and AJ Brown as a receiver who's making like 20, 30 million dollars a year, but every play was not to him, so he actually stopped running his routes and dropped passes and all this other nonsense. But anyway, that's a video for another channel. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Did Sophie Cunningham deserve at least a 2-year deal? Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Go! Have the day you deserve. I will talk to y'all later.